Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We discuss the Umayyad Dynasty, often focusing on the great caliphs, such as Abdul Malik or Hisham. However, there is one figure behind the military strength of this dynasty who rarely gets praise, namely Maslamah bin Abdul Malik. Maslamah was a half-brother whose role on the front line, especially against the Byzantines, was vital. Maslamah was born in Damascus, the son of Caliph Abdul Malik bin Marwan. From a young age, his ambition and military talent were clear, until he was assigned as governor of the strategic region of Armenia and Azerbaijan, making it a base for attacks to the north. The peak of Maslamah's career and his greatest failure was the second siege of Constantinople in 717 to 718 AD. Maslamah led a large Umayyad fleet and army. However, combined with extreme cold and the secret Byzantine weapon, Greek fire, the siege failed miserably. This failure ended the Umayyad ambitions of capturing the Byzantine capital and forced Maslamah, a potential candidate for caliph, to temporarily withdraw from the political center stage. It was precisely after this political and military failure that Maslamah's role became most crucial. When Hisham ibn Abd al-Malik ascended the throne in 724 CE, he inherited a daunting domestic and economic task: stabilizing the nation's shattered finances and confronting ideological opposition in Iraq. To succeed in these reforms, Hisham needed absolute assurance that the northern border, known as the Tghr border zone, was secure. Maslamah provided that assurance. Maslamah was sent back to lead the most important front against Byzantium, conducting annual raids known as Al and Ifwash, sought to suppress the enemy. Maslamah's presence as commander-in-chief allowed Hisham to divert attention and resources to internal affairs in the east without fear of a major Byzantine invasion. In short, Maslamah acted as a military buffer for Hisham. The relationship between Hisham and Maslamah was not always smooth. Maslamah, as a senior member of the Umayyad family, had opposed the appointment of a particular heir, demonstrating his political prowess, highly respected by the military faction. However, despite the political tensions, Hisham never completely removed Maslamah. The reason was simple: no other general matched Maslamah's experience and reputation to man the most dangerous front. Hisham, a pragmatist, prioritized the security of the caliphate over personal sentiment. The greatest legacy of Maslamah, who died around 738 CE, was not just victory, but the stabilization of the northern border. Under his leadership, he transformed the border into a solid defense zone by establishing numerous forts and permanent military bases, successfully holding off the Byzantine threat for decades to come. Maslamah ibn Abd al-Malik was an irreplaceable grand commander. He was the military shadow that enabled Caliph Hisham ibn Abd al-Malik to become a supreme administrator. The two, one managing the Bayt al-Mal, the other managing the border, successfully created the last era of recognized stability in the history of the Umayyad dynasty. However, ironically, Maslamah's military stability gave Hisham a sense of security that actually made him ignore the ideological threat in Khorasan, which would later bring down the entire dynasty. What do you think? Could the Umayyads have survived longer if Maslamah had lived longer? Share your analysis in the comments column. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth stories of historical figures. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.